Hey guys, Mike Pattern. It's March 6th, Sunday. Hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday with your fams and whatnot. All I want to tell you guys is the charts look like absolute shit. Spend some time with your family. We're not gonna make a move anytime soon. We're gonna probably get a resolution this week, but I don't think it's worth watching charts today. I drew this. I was going over charts in the morning with with price action. So I want to show you guys something. So we're currently in this low time frame range, right? And you got your 1 hour uh blind long guide mode activation with the RSX to the bottom with a bull div, right? And it's like a 101 long. You long this blind usually. We got it. We broke to the top side. And now the only thing is that we're still in a range. And if we can't get above the daily open at 39.3, assume that we're going to probably go right back down to the weekly open at 37.6. I personally think that the weekly open and the Monday low of this week that we just had is the most important one because it was the range of the month. So the monthly open is sitting at, let me close everything. The monthly open is sitting at roughly about $43,100. The Monday high is at 44.2. The Monday low is at 37.4. Weekly open is at 37.6. I can't see this being, all right, let's just assume this is your higher low of the range, and we're going to go to the top side of 50K. If that happens, I'm probably going to end up shorting it very hard. This dump that just took place was way too violent for me to assume that it's over with. So if we get above that $39,000 range, 39 point, roughly about 7, 39.6, you want to automatically target that 40,800, 40,600. Anything in here is valid for a short as long as you put a stop pretty high. Only problem is the safer short is when you come back into this range. When you come back into this range, you want to easily assume that you can fucking probably market short this thing all the way down to weekly open. That's going to show incredible weakness that you broke out of a range to the top side. You filled the CME gap, right? The CME gap should be somewhere up here. I don't know where it is exactly. I don't have it on the indicator. And then you flip down to the downside. So this is your lower time frame. The Monday high, the Monday low, and the weekly open of this range is very important. Keep it on your chart. Also keep the monthly open on your chart because if we cannot get above that $43,000 range level rather, this ends up becoming your distribution. This box becomes distribution above the monthly open, right? Then you hit the monthly open on a retest and then you die. So whatever, we didn't do the retest. So whatever move up we get, if we cannot get above the monthly open, that will be your retest after you did distribution at the monthly open. And this is going to end up being the death to us at $43,000 range, 42.8, 43,000. So be very careful on the next upcoming poke up. One other thing I wanted to show you guys on based on MAs and EMAs. Let me get rid of this. My silences are killing me. Go to your weekly. Your 100 MA. This is your 100 MA. Red. 100 MA. Let me see. Is it 100 MA? Yeah, it's your 100 MA. I modified it. Your 100 MA is sitting at $33,000. Very valid zone. Very valid area. Put that on your chart. I already have bids set there. It's spot bids, but still, I don't care. If it breaks through that, what's my risk to reward at that point, right? So I already have spot bids set there. I do think that it's going to get tapped. We have a weekly inverted candle. Very bullish. People don't like that, but I love it. What's an inverted candle? It means that we have a massive wick. The bears try to bring us down. Unfortunately for them, the bulls stepped up and said, you know what? Fuck you. We're keeping our little body. So that technically indicates that the next weekly candle, if this closes as such, the next weekly candle could technically be one of those up with the yams, hit that 43K range, roughly about monthly open, and then come down, create a bear trap, and then get your pump up to that 47 to $50,000, right? So I'm betting on the fact that this weekly will close as an inverted, which also has confluence with our 2-week candle, right? The 2-week candle is roughly about, it's inverted as well. No 2-week candle wick, which fits perfect for my analysis that we're going to probably get some kind of inverted candle behavior, bear trap, tap the 100 MA at $33,000 or 32, whatever, and then head up to this range up here. So this will extend the current range that we're in. What do I mean by extend? Go to your 3-day. If this is your range, right? This is your range right here, or your daily, so you can see it cleaner. This is just going to keep extending the range. So right now the range wick to wick is 32,000 to 45K. This is your range. Any long down here is valid. Any short appears valid until we break out, right? We're currently sitting on a daily order block. This is your daily order block. You know what an order block is? Basically a down candle before the breakout to the top side. We're back when we retested. But have you noticed that every single time we have a pump, we just retrace the whole thing back down. We get a pump. We just retrace the whole thing down. So the difference between this retracement and this took longer. This distribution took longer in range. This was just a V reversal straight down, which shows that we'll come to very close to a breakout, an apex. So the way I justify it, open up your 12-hour, I always use the histo and the PTT, right? This is always important to me. I always use the histo and the PTT. Grab your slopes. And do something like this. So we're going to break out this week. And I need to assume that we're going to break out to the top side. You see how the slopes are getting smaller? And the slopes are getting smaller on the top side too. We're getting higher lows and lower highs. Yeah, so sometime this week, this slope is going to break to the top side or to the bottom side. It's going to have a breakout. If you look at the oscillators are favoring a top breakout move. They're favoring the top side, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to do a fake out to the down before to the top. It's very hard to pinpoint based on oscillators a reversal direction. So if we were uptrending right now, if like the whole BTC, if you were somewhere here, for example, and I got the same type of pattern, I will give you like, all right, guys, we have an 80% chance to go to the top side because usually the breakout on the histos, they follow the trend. So if we have a histo breakout right now, right, and the trend is down, more likely than not, it's going to break out to the downside. But because we're assuming that there's going to be a reversal in place, we want to assume that whatever dump we get at 32, 33,000 or whatever, as low as we go, without breaking the low. You do not want to see anything under this. You want this low to hold us. Wait, not this low. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a $32,000 low, right? 33,100. You do not want to break that low. Don't want to break that low. You don't want to make a lower low yet. So whatever low we get needs to be above this. I don't care if we sweep this above this for us to be able to get some kind of momentum to go to the top side over here, on the higher time frame. But regardless of all that, if you're playing range to range, we did absolutely nothing but stayed in a range. And if you take the Fibonacci levels for the golden pocket, if you break down from this range, your target is going to be $24,000 to $25,000. If you break up from this range, your target's going to be $54,000 to $53,000. I'm not saying we're going to go there at one shot. I'm not saying it has to happen. All I'm saying is that if you do happen to get out of this box, out of this little range that we've been accumulating or distributing for, right? You have two targets in place. You have a target up here, you have a target down here, whichever way it chooses. It could easily just break out. Could easily just break out the way it is. Right here, deviate and just die, right? But the ultimate target, if this is a healthy breakout, without any tricks, without any reversals, without any deviations, sorry, I didn't mean reversal, I meant to say deviations, is 54,000 and 25 and 24K. That's the way you play this. There's no in between. So I'm watching the 100 MA on the weekly, which is at $33,000, guys. Keep that in mind. Right here. I'm watching this level, 33.3. I do not want to, I want the low that we put in January 24th to hold. I don't care if we sweep the higher low that we put in. That's healthy to me if we do that. I don't care if we do that. This is a very healthy weekly candle. I know people don't like it, but I like it. And again, the target is and will always be the weekly order block up here between $47,000 and $50,000. That's the target. At that point, you want to kind of like hedge yourself or exit the market or figure out another solution because that's not going to be a good, it's not going to be it's a fresh supply zone up here, guys. Be very careful when we get up here. All right, that's done. Let's go over something that I wanted to show you guys with the oscillators. Weekly. See, this is a weekly pivot. And we're about to close it today as a confirmed weekly pivot. It doesn't mean we're going to go up right away this week. Could easily do a quick downturn before continuation. But this is the highest probability play that you could see on a high time frame for a move to the top. So like we had it here in February, right? But look what we did though. Let me show you what we did. I'm not saying we're at the same area, right? Because we're not. But let me just show you guys what we did. So when we had it here, that was a macro bottom of like the fucking full bull run, right? But we were coming from all the lines were at the bottom and we reset. The lines are at the top, which means that whatever bounce we get is going to lead to another dump. Understand what I'm saying? John's next dump, when he calls it, just expect it because he's going to call it. John's next dump has a bigger magnitude than the dump that we just had from 50, where was it when he called it? From $52,000. So be very careful on the next dump that he has. So we're not out of the woods yet. Yeah, we're going to get some relief. We're not out of the woods. This is a solid long pattern on the RSX. We barely see them. They happen like maybe once every year or two. So I'm not neglecting it. I'm not ignoring it. The 2 week has finally algo fired. Right? 2 week has finally algo fired. Let me get rid of this. There you go. The 2 week has finally algo fired. We do have a 2 week hidden bull dip, which is unconfirmed, obviously. The 2 week PTT hasn't even fired yet, which is not good. The 2 week histo in the background, see the red bars? Very bearish, not good. The monthly Bitstamp, still in a rejection, no good. Still in a rejection, no good. No curls, no twists, no nothing. Ideally, you want to see a bounce at the mid-level for a move to the top side. This is going to be massive if it happens. We're talking about at least a 30 to 40% move minimum, probably even 50% move. This right here, this move up is going to be a 50% move if it bounces at the mid. So I'm very prepared for the relief bounce. I don't think I'm going to miss it. The oscillators are like, the visual is there. It's pretty evident. Lying longs across the whole board. But you can't ignore the fact that every single pump has been getting retraced. There is also one more thing I want to show you guys on the 3-day. Very important, the low band and get rid of it. So the signal and the trend line are about to cross. That's very bullish. It doesn't mean you're going to start a bull market, but it means that you're going to get a relief. So, see how the RSX can't get above the mid on the 3-day? That's how bearish we are. Very bearish. Sucks, unfortunately. The 3-day still has one more dump in it as well. 2-day can't even freaking close above the goddamn mid either. So guys, it doesn't look pretty for bull market discussions. It looks pretty for relief bounces. I like what I see for relief bounces, but it does not look good for bull market bounces. You want to assume that this is going to hold us for the time being. It is. So assume this is going to hold us. Any move to the downside invalidates the short term upside potential. It doesn't invalidate my upcoming month dump to $33,000 or $34,000. I still think we're going to see that sometime in March. And ultimate target until I turn extremely fucking bearish is up here. There is nothing in between. Like I'm not even going to bother changing my analysis because right now all I see is a chalk fest range. And I really do think this is going to break out to the top side. And we're going to be in here by the end of the month. Whether it comes from $38,000 or whether it goes up and then does one more dump and then goes up. Either way, I still think that it's going to come sometime this month. So I had a chart that I posted. It's pretty much it right here. Let me open this out. Right here. Target within the next week. If we get up there, sub on a daily close invalidates this idea. If this gets invalidated and we go to the downside first, and we go down to $33,000 or $31,000 first, and not that point, not 31, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say 31, $33,000 first, 31 is a macro, $33,000 first, then at that point you want to assume that by the end of the month, we're going to get this target up here, but I still think it's coming. you're not going to break down from the range, make a lower low from the original that was put in place at 33,000, in my eyes, without taking liquidity to the top side. So as long as we stay within range, anything is valid. The bottom of the range, what did we say it was? Bottom of the range was 33, I think, 0.1. Range low, 32.9, sorry. Range high, all right? So as long as we're within this range, anything goes. And if we lose this, obviously it's invalidated. We're going to $31,000 and leaving probably 27 at that point. But always remember, keep on your chart the 100 MA for the weekly. Label it 100 MA weekly. Label it so you have it. That's when it gets tapped. Right now it's sitting at roughly about 33.5. Next week it might be at 33.8. I'm not quite sure where it's going to be, but the longer it takes for us to go there, the higher it goes. And that's pretty much it for BTC, guys. The lower time frame, I already spoke to you guys about it. We're in this little range in the yellow box. Break above it, we're going to go to 40,000, like 400 or 600. Break above that, then we're easily targeting roughly about $42,000. Break above that, your monthly open is still at 43. You lose monthly open. If you cannot get above monthly open this week, it's pretty obvious we're going to come back down here. And again, keep the Monday high, the Monday low, and the weekly open of this week on your chart. It's very important. Keep it on your chart. Very important. 36,000. So until we get a break out of this little range over here, just chop. So scalpies it is. Don't go crazy. Don't overanalyze it. We still have a whole 15th. What's the 15th? A whole weekend, like 2 days to see a breakout. The healthiest thing for us to see, guys, for a move to the top side is a deviation down here. So something like this. And then go up. This is the healthiest move. And if I do happen to see this, I'm going to long this. I will long this. This is exactly what I want to see, and I hope I do get it, because I'm going to long this, and I'm going to target the monthly open at $42,000, $43,000 around there. That's pretty much it. Cheers. And I'll make another video once I see a breakout. We're nowhere near macro bottom, by the way, guys, so we have tons of time left to start, like, talking about new bull runs and new cycles and whatnot. We have to get out of this whole bearish fucking cycle going on right here, unfortunately. Let's see, what else do I have here? I had something else that I want to show you now. Need that. We didn't even get a sweep down here. It's terrible. So the 5 day, this is the 5 day opening. We're still looking at them. Can't even get above this to close. It's so sad. So sad. Let's put a little bit of a trend line there. What is there about the squeeze? That's what I wanted, the squeeze. So watch the squeeze, guys. Watch the squeeze. See, we're red. Watch the squeeze. See what happened with red last time? Watch the squeeze. We're red on the 3 day, and we're still green on the daily. So watch what happens when the daily turns red. Cheers, guys.